Good afternoon. I'm so very happy I have the opportunity to talk with you today because I really want to ask you this question. Do you ever look around and think, what's wrong with us humans? Why do we keep repeating the same mistakes generation after generation, no matter how advanced we become? I catch myself wondering that too, with disbelief and sometimes real heartbreak and a feeling of hopelessness. And I wondered if you felt that way too. Because the truth is, what we call the world's biggest problems, war, poverty, racism, violence, homelessness, these are only symptoms. We don't have a world problem. We have a human problem. And the underlying cause of all these problems is our belief in separation from one another. And that belief leaves us feeling divided, fearful, disconnected, and alone. And in this video, I'm going to show you how we can start healing it, beginning with you, because that can change everything. And yes, you can make a difference in the world. So let's get started. Unfortunately, as humans, we've been taught to see differences, to point fingers and build walls and blame, to divide into me and you, us and them, right and wrong. And this division is the clearest sign that we've forgotten who we are. We've forgotten that we're a family, not only a human family, but a soul family. We've forgotten that we belong to one another, that we're all in the same boat, that we're all children of God doing the best we can, wearing the human costumes we chose in order to grow and evolve. And really, isn't that the beauty of being human, that we're not all the same? But somewhere along the way, we stopped seeing our differences as beautiful and started seeing them as threats. And from there, we built walls between nations, between groups, between colors, even within families and friendships. You see it everywhere. People are divided, no longer speaking, because being right has become more important than being kind and loving. And this brings us to what I said in the last video I just made, that this video would be about the sixth sign of connecting with your soul. Well, here it is. This is it. The sixth sign is remembering our oneness. And by looking at the world right now, you can see why this one is the hardest to live by. Because when we forget our oneness, guess what happens? Fear takes over. And that's when everything starts to fall apart. We no longer feel safe in the world. We no longer feel safe with each other. And we divide the world into sides, good and evil, us and them. But that's what keeps fear alive. Our need to be right. It's our way or it's the wrong way. Yet when you truly love and know who you are, you don't need everyone to agree with you. You can listen. You can stay kind. You can even say, you might be right, and still sleep peacefully that night. Because when you're at peace with you, disagreement doesn't threaten you. And that's what oneness asks of us, to remember that we're all looking at life through different windows. And just because somebody's view looks different doesn't mean they're wrong. It simply means they're standing somewhere else, looking out a different window. So here's where it gets real, and here's where it gets powerful. Remember earlier when I said I was going to show you how to heal judgment and the feeling of separation? Well, this is it. But I'm going to warn you, you may not like it. In fact, I don't think you are going to like it. You might even pull back and think, oh, no, I don't want to do that. And if that's your reaction, it's okay. It just means you're not quite ready yet to connect with your soul in this particular way. But I can promise you that eventually, in this lifetime or another, you will have to face what I'm talking about. And in my humble opinion, When would now be a good time? So right now, I am going to give you the key to helping heal our world. And no, it's not going to happen overnight. And no, it's probably not going to happen in this lifetime, but it will happen. And it's going to happen one person at a time, one heart at a time. So I'd like you to consider this. The next time you find yourself judging someone, catching yourself thinking negative thoughts about them, instead of focusing on what's wrong with them, I'd like you to turn inward a little bit and ask yourself this question. What is it about this person that's bothering me so much? Take it from me, after 50 years of diving deep into the human psyche and soul, I've learned this. The reason someone rubs you the wrong way is because they're showing you something you haven't yet made peace with in yourself. Told you weren't going to like it. Now, I know that's not easy to hear. I didn't want to believe it either. I didn't like hearing it, because that's the last thing I want to hear, to think that there's something in me I didn't like that I saw in somebody else. No way am I like them, right? No way. But here's the truth that's come back to bite me in the butt more times than I can count. If you can see it in them, it lives somewhere in you. Otherwise, you wouldn't even notice it. Now, I'm going to give you an example of how I released judgment towards someone, and I found a oneness that really changed me. And I chose someone that I knew would be very difficult for me to choose. There is a man in my area, a business owner, and he's very well known for lying, blaming, cheating, manipulating, controlling. Honestly, I don't like him. He's mean. He's mean to people. He's mean with animals. But I wanted to practice feeling oneness with someone I'd written off, someone I didn't think I'd really, have that opportunity to do so. So I chose him because surely I thought, we have nothing in common. And to be totally honest, I kind of wanted to prove this theory wrong. So I asked myself, what is it about this man that bothers you so much? And I answered, he hurts people, he cheats, he lies, he blames, he steals, he manipulates, he's cruel. And then that small inner voice said to me, okay, have you ever hurt anyone? Moi? Me? Mm, yes. Have you ever cheated? Mm, yes, once on a test, and only once on a boyfriend, but I was much younger. I was in my 20s. See how I wanted to make an excuse? Okay. Have you ever lied? Of course. Have you ever blamed someone else? Urgh. Many times. Have you ever stolen anything? Yes. Necco wafers from a store when I was a kid and a dress once. Have you ever been manipulative or controlling? Damn. Yes. Yes. Have you ever been mean? No, thank God. No, not purposely. No. Yay, I got one. But something pretty incredible happened when I went through this dialogue, because I have to admit, something softened in me about this man. I didn't like him any more than I did a few minutes ago, okay? But I felt more compassion toward him instead of total disgust. I didn't excuse his behavior, but I understood it a bit more because I could see myself in him. So no, I may not be all those things to the degree that he is, but I could see that somewhere in my timeline, somewhere in my life, I saw my own flaws, which came from my insecurities and my unresolved stuff. So in somewhere in my life, yes, I have been like him. And I realize that he's got his flaws and his unresolved stuff too. And suddenly I realized that this is what your soul looks like when it feels oneness with another. There's no judgment. There's just understanding. And if you can, perhaps some love. And who bothers us the most, I've learned, can be your greatest teacher. Told you weren't going to like it. So, does it take courage to do this little exercise to look within yourself like that? Oh, you bet it does. It sure does. Because most of us, we don't want to admit our imperfections, nor do we want to take responsibility for who we are. But this is where our true strength lives. When you can face yourself honestly, flaws and all, you can stand tall, you can own who you've been, and find compassion for the person you were judging 5 minutes ago. That's how we start to heal the world, by seeing ourselves in one another and choosing love over blame. And it always still comes down to this, doesn't it? It still comes down to choose love. What would love do now? That's how we heal separation, by seeing ourselves in everyone without judgment. So yes, we have a problem. We have a big problem, but it's not a world problem. It's a problem of forgetting, and it's all based on our belief in separation, that we're different and different is wrong. But the cure is this. Remember, we are all reflections of the same source, the same light, the same God that created each one of us. We are all sparks from the great fire, or rays from the great sun. And in that remembrance, we stop waiting for the world to change, and we start changing it from within, one person at a time. That's what Gandhi meant when he said, "Be the change you want to see in the world." So if you want to feel safer in the world, you have to start by feeling safer within yourself and stop building walls around your heart. Give yourself permission to like someone or to not like someone, but give people a little grace, because they're human just like you. They hurt just like you. They love just like you. They've got their own stories that have impacted their life just like you. They were once a little smiling baby just like you. There truly is, in reality, no such thing as them. There is only us. Actually, here's how I love to say this, and I say this a lot. There is only one of us in the room. Now, I don't know if you remember or not, but in my last video before this one, I got a little teary at the very end when I said to you, if you can love you the way I love you, sight unseen, you'll be just fine. Now, I can understand that you might have thought that a bit strange, that someone you don't know behind a camera could love you. But when you feel the oneness your soul feels, you'll understand it's really not strange at all. Because when you remember what you feel like as a soul, you can't help but love everything it sees, including you. So take a moment today to see yourself in someone you'd normally judge. And it doesn't have to be someone you can't stand. It can be a neighbor down the road where you don't like the way they mowed their lawn. It can be someone else you didn't like the way they did something else or something else. You don't have to like anybody. You don't have to like them. Just know that in some way, find that you are one with that person, and then always wish their soul well, because that's how the world begins to heal, one heart at a time. And if this message touched you, please share it with someone who might need to feel a little bit less alone today. And if you want more reminders like this, subscribe and walk this path with me. Because the more we remember our oneness, hey, the safer the world becomes. And if this message spoke to you, I'd love for you to subscribe and like and share and hopefully comment. That always means so much to me. The idea of building a community of like-minded souls interested in healing themselves in the world. I think it's a wonderful idea, don't you agree? And if this video resonated with you, I think you'd like another one of mine called Heal Regret, where I discuss being ready to finally stop carrying the weight of the past and heal old wounds and start living with more compassion. So until our next time together, I wish your soul well. And remember, there really is no one worth knowing more than you.